Hello, this is Alex Gollner, and now for a Final Cut Pro 10 tip video. Here's my footage. The task is I'd like to blur this license plate, this number plate out. What it's called depends on which country you're from. Now, this is possible to do possibly with the built-in tools for Final Cut Pro, but as this is a 10-second long clip and the number plate keeps moving a lot, that would be a pretty tricky thing to do. But luckily there's a free tool online where you can do this, use this tool to do this. So what I'm going to do is, before I apply the tool, is I'm going to find the point in the clip which is the most still. Seems to be about there. I'll move back a little bit and put a marker. And what I'm going to do is go to this category here called Slice X and go to Blur Shape Mask. So what this is going to do is blur part of the screen. This message shows that you only get certain features in Slice X if you're using the free version. So what I'm going to do is click Cancel, because I know this information already, and also move this lower bar out of the way because we don't need to see it, which is for registration and more advanced tools. So as you can see, Slice X has these extra controls that it overlays on top of the viewer. So the first thing I'm going to do is show Slice X which part of the screen I want to track, which is of course this number plate. So this shape is quite a flexible shape that I can blur. It's a rectangle with a cornered rounded edge. So what I'm going to do is move this corner over here because I do want it to be rectangular, and I want to center it on this number plate here. So what I'm going to do is drag this to the center here and make it slightly less tall, and I'm also going to rotate this a little bit using the on-screen control. So make it a little bit larger. So this is the marker, and now I'm going to use this button to track forward, track in the forward direction. But while it's tracking, and this will be in real time, I'm going to move my mouse over this control, which will tell it to stop tracking, because I want it to stop tracking when it gets off the edge of the screen, or near off the edge of the screen. So watch. So what I did there is I pressed stop just as it was going off the edge of the screen. So now we have our shape. Starts off in the same place all the way through the clip, but when we get to the marker, if I press play now, the blurred area follows where the number plate is. Pretty cool. And goes off the edge of the screen. So now I'm going to go back to that marker, and I'm going to use this control to track backwards and also get ready to stop when that number plate moves off the edge of the screen. Just to let you know, I'm using an iMac, a 4-year-old iMac, to do this, a top of the line one, but it shows it's still pretty fast at doing this footage. So I press stop to move as the area moves off the edge of the screen. So now when I do play, cool. So the last thing to do is to make the area that is actually blurring smaller. Initially this area is actually being used by TrackX to, Slice X, to find where the number plate is, and it's much more easy to do if you can see some more of the context around it. So the initial tracking, you use a large shape, and then what you do is you make it smaller, maybe a little bit narrower. And then when I deselect or when I choose play now, cool. And that's about it. There are many more controls, of course, within Slice X free. such as the kind of blur that you're doing and also the edge of the blur. But the default settings are pretty good, but investigates softening the edge of the shape and also how much it blurs and the kind of blur it does. So that's it. A free blur tracker. And there's other things that come with SliceX, such as color correcting and glowing things, and also removing objects. And they work with they have all the features they would normally have in terms of doing the SliceX, apart from the fact they don't use all the other shapes that are available. With other shapes, I'll be able to track things, more complex shapes and things like that, and also animate and keyframe the shapes as they move. So that's it. SliceX free. Go to coremelt.com to find out more about how to get it. Bye!